Cosby returns to television with something new, own unique style.
You gonna be in there long?
Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere. My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
540, join.
Join the fun. All have some.
Blow it up now, give it a whack. Turn up the fun with Balzac. Hit it.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Leonard, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn how we do. Hey.
They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today.
Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
This fall, Bill Cosby returns to television.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, everyone. I'll try to be brief. I'll try to be brief. All right. Just a little pop-up show. Here we go. This one's been on the docket for a bit, but I'd like to address it. It's only like 2 or 3 days old. Here we go. North America tops global gaming spend with $325 per player in 2025. This is important and oddly ironic because of what Sean Layden and his buddies have been saying in the industry, talking about, oh, prices need to go up for games. Oh, people aren't buying enough. My guy, according to studies like this, it's only going to get worse, buddy. This is not going to go the way you think it's going to go. Slim Jim, hey, AC Vic, welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Smash the like button. Have a seat. Get comfortable. So, like I was saying, it's not going to go the way the corporations want. The amount of people that are spending is going down because they've trained the new generation of gamers to go ahead and not buy games and just play free-to-play games. That's what they've trained the new generation of gamers to do. So the people that are still spending, that's us. That's the old generation. That's the core fan base that they've decided to ignore. We're still buying the games, but literally we're not enough because we're dying out. The new breed, they're trying to play Roblox. Unfortunately, with all the pedophilia over there, right? They're trying to play Minecraft. They're trying to play Genshin. They're trying to play Fortnite. What's the big what's the big denominator in these games? They're free, brother. They are free. This is going to get worse. Yes, Vic, we're still buying. We're still buying. But my sons, my nephews, your kids, your nephews, they're not buying. And even if you buy the games that you think would be good for them, right? They just want to play Fortnite. Or they want to play FIFA on mobile. Like, I want to play FIFA. I want to buy FIFA for my kid to play on the console. He's like, no, it has to be on mobile. All right. That one's the free one. Okay. Bought my niece the Switch 2 on release day. It's still in the box. Dude, these execs have no idea. No idea. And it's crazy. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money for think pieces and all this other stuff. Just ask the gamers. Just talk to us. We'll tell you. But no, we got to do all of this. And even after they do all of this, showing you that it is unsustainable to release 2, 3, 4 big tentpole games every single month at $60, $70, $80, they're going to do it anyway. Okay. All right. Keep punching yourself in the face. We'll just be here making sure we keep our backlogs updated. Like, oh, I'll buy this in 2028, 2029, etc. Here we go. Games are getting pricier, but that hasn't stopped North American players from shelling out hundreds each year on their hobby. Over recent years, gaming habits have shifted as prices climbed. Many big releases now debut at $70, with Activision, Sony, and Nintendo holding firm on premium pricing. Microtransactions, DLC, battle passes, and cosmetics have become major revenue drivers. Circana reports U.S. spending has risen steadily since 2020 despite flat unit sales. Digital stores and subscriptions like Xbox Game Pass have changed buying habits, leading to more frequent but smaller purchases, meaning players spend more overall while buying fewer full-price games. You know what? I like that this article. Has seen through Game Pass. I'll do a mini rant, a 2-minute rant on Game Pass one more again for everyone that hasn't heard in the back of the class. Game Pass is not out here to save your pockets. Not unless you're a psychopath like Oshus, right? There's people like Oshus. But for most people that I've spoken to, at least, that I know, not randos on Twitter, right? Game Pass is a gateway drug. Game Pass has opened the door for people to sample stuff they'd never give the light of day, never give it a chance. Games like Yakuza, for example. It'd sample Yakuza 0 and be like, oh, that was nice. Then Yakuza Kiwami, and it's like, hold on a minute. Are all the Yakuza games this good? Next thing you know, there's a Yakuza bundle sale on Xbox or PlayStation or Steam, and that same person that would never give Yakuza a chance is like, $50, worth it. Let's go. That's what Game Pass really is. Sure, for the people that only own Xboxes, right? What happens is Game Pass is a gateway drug for you to sample stuff, fall in love with new things, and buy different genres or IPs that you wouldn't give a chance. But for people that also own other platforms, Game Pass is where you go to check if it's worth spending money on a certain game, whether it's on Steam, whether it's on PlayStation, if you own both consoles. Mini rant over. I'm done. I'm not going to do this for 10, 20 minutes. Slim AC Vic says she wants a PC like the one her cousin got. They all want PC and they all want to play Genshin or Fortnite or Minecraft. It's tragic, bro. It's tragic. And you're laughing. You're laughing, Vic, about my little rant. Okay. I'm just sharing my trauma, dude. I'm sharing my trauma. I used to buy one game a month before Game Pass was implemented. I used to keep it under control. It was under wraps before Game Pass appeared. Because I would only buy like stuff that I know I like. And watching gameplay doesn't really show you. But Game Pass showed up. You started sampling these things, and it's like, oh my goodness. Okay, I guess I'm buying this too. Okay, I guess I'm buying that. Oh, there's a sale for, I don't know, Octopath Traveler. Yeah, I did try that on Game Pass. Bam. I'm telling you, dude. We're ancient. I have a couple of white hairs back here. I don't have anything on my head yet, but I do have a couple of white hairs back there. Jacob Novak, welcome in. Smash the like button. Get comfortable. Take a seat. Share this video out. We're just getting started here. Share the video out. Vic says I'm paying for 3 Game Pass. Hey Xbox, what the fuck? I need a family plan. That's a dumb thing. But they know that you're going to pay for 3 subscriptions of Game Pass. So why would they facilitate it and make it cheaper for you, brother? I'm just saying, like, if we're being fiscally responsible and you and I are running Microsoft and there's people, like, obviously they track your credit card and debit card details, and it's like one debit card is paying for 3 or 4 Game Pass subscriptions. And would you be like, you know what, let's make it so this debit card now starts paying for 1 subscription? Because I know I'm not signing off on that if I work for Microsoft. I'm just saying, I'm not signing off on that. Remember, they did have the family plan, and because my console and my brother's consoles were also located in the South African region, we actually gave it a go. The family plan saved us a lot of money for a couple of months. It was awesome. And then it just poof, vanished. I'm a God-fearing man. Yeah, hell. Listen. Oh man. Okay, let's not get religious. Let's get back to the article, because if I start getting religious, it's not gonna be fun. Jacob says, look, Game Pass like Ultraman. Ultraman fought the 30-story bug, but everyone yelled, "Go away, Ultraman!" Meaning people miss what they have once it disappears. Bro, I hope Game Pass vanishes after I'm done with gaming, which is after I'm dead. Because it will be a sad day when Game Pass disappears. Because it will. Nothing that has a beginning doesn't have an end. But I believe there's a good chance Game Pass will survive for as long as Microsoft or Xbox survive. And I don't see Microsoft or Xbox going away unless, like, in our lifetimes. I don't see that happening. Vincent Vega, what's happening? Says midday stream. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's carry on with the article here. Where were we? Okay, Game Pass. We finished this part about Game Pass, and I reminded everyone that Game Pass is a scam, not because it's not good value, but because on the surface level, it looks like you're saving money, but really, they just want to show you a whole bunch of stuff, let you enjoy a whole bunch of stuff, and then they'll do what they did with NBA 2K, which is they gave you NBA 2K23 to enjoy, and then when the NBA 2K24 is about to launch, they took NBA 2K23 off of Game Pass, and a whole bunch of people were just like, I was having so much fun with 23, I might as well just buy 24. They're sneaky. They are sneaky. Let's carry on with the article. And that's why the text number still stands hard at $325. That's the average each North American gamers spent on games in 2025. Guys, how many AAA games? How many AAA games on day one can you buy with $325? Let me open this up real quick. 325, right? Hold on. Equals 325 divided by 70. Because that's where they're at. It's not 60. Let's stop capping. That's 4 games. That's 4.64 games. You know what? Let's say it's 5. Let's be generous. Right? Let's be nice. Let's say it's 5 games. Gentlemen, ladies of the chat, I submit to you, who's buying the rest of the games throughout the year? If gamers only have, because the US is the highest spending market. That's what the survey for 2025 has shown. It's the highest spending market. That's where all the money's at, right? The US is the highest spending market. And in the US, people are only buying the equivalent of, and this is me being generous, 5 games. All these companies have us, they have big tentpole AAA quality games coming out every single month. We're talking 3 or 4, 5 sometimes every single month. This is not me. We're not addressing fanboys that sit there. Some of them cap. Some of them are about that life, and they will buy every single one of those 5 games every month, which shout out to them, man. But they do not represent the average, according to this study. They do not represent the average. So I'm saying, with 5 games, and this is me being generous, 5 games, how is this sustainable? If people on average are only buying 5 games a year, 5 AAA quality games a year, it's not sustainable. You don't have to do rocket science or anything. It's very simple. It's not sustainable. You can't keep doing it. So Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, Hiroki Totoki. Actually, you know what? Let me just address only Sean Layden, because Phil Spencer and Hiroki Totoki have already realized this, and they're like, you know what? Exclusives are not going to help us. Exclusivity is not going to help us. Because even if you take the entire market, because this is what's terrifying. If you're looking at the numbers, right? If we're being honest about the numbers we're looking at, this is what's really, really scary. The $325 that's being mentioned in this article is from every gamer on every platform in the United States. Now, can you imagine if you now start segregating and we go back to 2005 situations, like 2005 mentality, 2002 mentalities, and then PlayStation is like, you know what? From all the gamers in the US, we only want the ones on PlayStation. We only want their $325 in the year. That's not going to work out, bro. That's going to be a bad time for Sony. For Xbox, it's going to be more than bad. It's going to be like earth-shatteringly bad, which is why they're the first ones that went into the whole getting rid of exclusivity situation. Sony's following suit because it's like, yo, getting 325 from just the players on PlayStation, it's not enough. You are not enough. We are not enough on PlayStation only. They had to get the players on Xbox. Sorry, they have to get the players on Steam. And even after they got the players on Steam, they have to get the players on Xbox. And even after that, Horizon, the Lego one, is on Nintendo day one. Even if you get all the players on the planet to admire your game and give your game a chance in terms of considering whether they're going to put money into it or not, gamers, and this is like the creme de la creme of top spenders, which is Americans, are only spending $325 on average. So it's not going to be great. It's not going to work out for those that insist on $60, $70, $80. It's going to be awesome for the 5 games that can pull it off, which is who? It's NBA, it's FIFA, it's Madden, it's Call of Duty, and it's Battlefield, or it's Baldur's Gate, or it's Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yote. Like, everyone's fighting to be the 5th one. But all the sports games, those are the only guys that are safe. Everyone else is fighting to be number 5 on that list. Don't fall for all of this, seeing Ham Solo playing all of these new games, seeing Loke playing all of these new games, seeing Cozy playing all of these new games. These people do not represent the average. And the average are the majority. Jacob says, I mean, those who hate Game Pass, maybe hardcore PS shills will begin to discover what it is once it's gone. They may know that what Game Pass is, but when Game Pass disappears, I maybe should have paid for Game Pass rather than waste $500,000 or 40 years of video game. Like, this is one of the few hobbies where people brag about spending more money. It's weird. It's weird. To save money with Game Pass, you need to buy from India with a VPN, about $3 a month. Buy 2 years of Ultimate. Really? Okay. Vincent Vega says you can only buy 4 games at $80 in Europe. I really pay more than $50 for a game. Lego Horizon is a Lego game first, but then a once in a decade GTA stomps the chart. Yeah, that's going to happen. Lego Horizon is not on Xbox. I said Lego is on Nintendo, Seawolf. I said it's on Nintendo. That's what I said. And this business about Lego Horizon is a Lego game first. Brother. I don't know if it hurts, but the truth is it's a Horizon game. That's the truth. I'm sorry. To be real, look, I saw Sean as the late guy PS CEO, but his recent moves has showed me that he is no better than Mike Ibarra, which Xbox fired, and Mike have beef with Xbox like his Twitter. Yeah. Mike and Xbox have real problems. I think he's been fired twice now from Xbox Studios. It's crazy. Big Mad Mo, welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Have a seat. Smash the like button. Get comfortable. Says Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, and they're scared of it. That's why it's bad. True. I think a lot of people attach their feelings to Game Pass. It's an awesome deal, man. I'm sorry. It just is. It feels like a scam, if I'm being honest. All right, let's get back to the article. North America leads the world in average player spend. A Newzoo and Terbex report found that North America's gamers, okay, so here we go. Total amount of money. What? Global players the amount of players, okay. Asia Pacific, 1.8 million people. So I guess that's 1 billion and 8 million gamers. That's a lot of gamers. North America so Asia Pacific accounts for 53%. North America accounts for 7% with 249 million. Europe accounts for 13% with 462 million. Latin America accounts for 10% with 368 million. Middle East and Africa account for 17. What? What? Let's zoom in on this. Definition of players is all people who play digital games on PC, console, mobile device, or cloud gaming service in the past 6 months. There's more people playing video games in Africa than Latin America, Europe, and North America. I'm gonna need to put this on my Twitter. Y'all give me a minute to river dance on everybody's ass right now. People do not acknowledge Africa in gaming enough. There's a lot of us, and y'all are sitting here pretend the video games don't even give us. They don't even give us our fucking like the time that the games are gonna launch on our continent. A lot of these publishers they pretend we don't even exist, but there are more gamers in Africa hold on, let me type this out. In Africa and Asia and the Middle East, and the Middle East than Europe, US, or South America. Cope and seethe, motherfuckers. I don't console war. I continent war. That's what I do. The fuck? It's a lot of us, man. God damn. God damn, it's a lot of us. What's happening in the chat? Oh my god, Mo and Seawolf already going at it. Jeez. All right. Sapo says, is this IGN lies? Settle down, Sapo. Settle down. It's Deserter. It's Deserter. Settle down. There's no lies. No, Vincent Vega is not Latinx. All right. We're in the year 2025. The madness is in the past. Right? It's Latino. Okay? There's no Latinx. Latino, Latina, pick whichever one you want. It's not Latinx. It's never been Latinx. It'll never be Latinx. Seawolf says the bigger continent. Shocker. You know what's shocking to me, Seawolf, is that there's so many of us, but we're ignored. That's what's shocking to me. Mo says, you know what's funny? If you were passing attention, I think you wanted to say paying attention. If you were paying attention the whole time when Phil and crew said ABK didn't change the plan, it just sped it up, means it was already in the works to begin with. Okay, I guess you're still responding to Seawolf, so y'all continue to have your chat. Sapo says, why? Aren't you in Houston right now? Sapo, I will stop reading your comments. I will stop reading your comments. All right. Sony has an Africa joined, like the China joined. I don't even know what you're trying to say there, Seawolf. I don't know what you're trying to say. Loke 7, more like Napoleon 7. Yes. Africa for the win. If they can't prove their sources, it's the same thing. They can prove their sources, brother. Hold on, let me go back to the article, Sapo. Here, the source is Newzoo and Tebex report. Let me open this in another tab, and I'll put it in the chat. I'll put the link directly to the chat, and then you can check to see if you agree with the findings. There you go. There's the link. Have at it, Sapo. Have at it. Let's see, October. All right. All right. Seawolf and Big Man Mo, y'all have fun, man. Y'all have fun with that one. Let's move on. The figure came from combining purchases of full games, in-game currencies, subscriptions, and add-ons. While the region only accounts for 7% of global players, it makes up for 28% of worldwide gaming revenue. So you know what? Although I just got done popping off about how many African gamers exist. Hats off, all the hats, right? As you can see them, hats off to American gamers, cause you guys are the smallest percentage of gamers, right, in terms of continent division, but you spend more than everyone else. God damn, just MetLike's games. I know you're one of the pioneers in this group of American spenders. Like, respect. You guys be standing on business. But even though you stand on business, it only equates to 5 premium games a year. I'm just saying. It only equates to five games. All right. Doesn't matter where you're from as long as you're a Oh my God, Vince, stop it. It's too early for that console war crap. Yes, Sapo, tell them, remind them, chill, boys, chill. God damn. Europe ranked far behind with an average spend of just $125 per player. Guys, this is raw data. There's no emotions. It's just facts. This is $125 per player. Globally, there was 3.54 billion players in 2025, with Asia Pacific holding 53% of the total. Okay, Asia Pacific, we're talking about Russia from the image, right? It looks like Russia, China, Australia, Japan, etc. Korea, blah, blah, blah. Europe only buys FIFA and Call of Duty. Seems that way. It does seem that way. What's this? Seawolf says, Dominic, we get our cut. Okay. Raichi says 5 premium games. Last year I only bought Unicorn Overlord, Wukong, and Hell Divers 2 during its launch week. No. Raichi, also first off, welcome in. Raichi, have a seat. Smash the like button. Get comfortable. I'm not saying you specifically, because I know people, right, that literally will buy 5 AAA games full price every month. There are people that do that. I'm not denying that. And there's people that will buy 1 game a year. What this study has done is collated all the data from all the buyers and given the average of what the buyers have been purchasing in each region. So when I say 5 games in the US, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying North America accounts for roughly 5 games a year on average per player. That's what we're talking about. Easy money still. Okay. Jacob says, to continue the Mike Ibarra thing, if I worked at Xbox but was fired just 1 day later, I would be a bit sad indeed, but mostly glad because I got to work at Xbox. But Mike be like, I bring the hell with me. I don't know what Mike is counting on. You know, he's probably more aware of stuff, and like he probably has more access than we do. So that's why he feels so comfortable throwing so much shade at the company. If I was in a situation where I worked for PlayStation and then they got rid of me for any reason, I'm doing the corporate shill thing, bro. I'm walking away talking about how much I loved working there. It was awesome, etc., etc. Why? Because I'm a current professional that has worked in a specific industry in procurement in many companies and organizations, and I can tell you, you don't want to burn bridges. If you're a professional, you don't want to burn bridges. Leave your feelings not at the door, not at the gate, at your home. Don't even bring your feelings on the road when you're driving to the office. Don't even do that, right? So if I was at PlayStation and then what happened to Mike happened to me, I'd be like, yo, Team Blue all the way. It was awesome. I'll show some memorabilia and whatever. I'd even like schedule tweets. So once a month, I share something reminiscing about my homies at PlayStation and all this other stuff and my love for my work, because I want to go back to work at PlayStation one day. PlayStation has connections with other developers in the industry. I don't want to burn those bridges. I could get jobs there. I want to go work at Microsoft if it's possible, right? I want to work at Xbox if it's possible. And the Xbox will look at how I behaved when PlayStation got rid of me, and they'll make an evaluation on that. Same thing for Nintendo. Because this is work, dude. It's not like me or you guys here. We're here for fun. If you're working at these companies, that's work, dude. Take your feelings out of it and be professional, cold-hearted. Have the blood of a fucking roach below zero. So yeah, I think the whole Mike Ibarra thing is dumb. He with the things he does and says, it's so dumb. But hey, it's his life. Sapo says, I bought 2 games yesterday, Mario Golf and WWE 2K25. Spectacular wrestling game. Sapo, I used to love wrestling games, and then I gave up when they stopped being arcade and then they started becoming simulations. I hate the fact that they tried to turn them into simulation wrestling. If I want to simulate wrestling, I'll buy the UFC games. I want an arcade when I get WWE games. Be more like Jeff. Yes, Vincent Vega. We all make fun of Jeff Keighley. We all make fun of Jeff Keighley. But I promise you guys, I swear to you guys right the fuck now, if I ever got a way into PlayStation tomorrow, I'd be worse than Jeff Keighley. I'd be so disingenuous. I'd be so fake, dude. So fucking fake. Like, I don't even give a fuck. Just cut me that check. I'm making money off of the industry that I love. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's be fake as fuck. It's fine. Turn the camera on. Let's go. But for now, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be real. I don't give a fuck. Microsoft's supposed to be a lifeline, not their doom. Sapo says you can't. You're under NDA after being fired, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but the NDA has an expiration date. I think the only NDAs that don't have expiration dates are the ones with like crazy amounts of money, and the bog standard NDAs is like 6 months to like a year or something. It's nothing serious. It's nothing serious. Be more like Paris than Loke. That's what I'm saying, dude. If I ever got into a situation where I was legit in it with PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Steam, I don't care, any one of these corporals, and then they're paying my bills and I'm living good, and they're paying for me to travel and do all of this stuff. Yeah, I'll be Paris, I'll be Jeff Keighley, I'll be all these people that you want to make fun of, and y'all can come here and rag on me and crap on me every single time I go live, and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I just be like, yo, welcome everyone. It's all love. It's all PlayStation. PlayStation could be burning with like 5 sales a day or a month. But as long as I'd be like getting my money from PlayStation, I would still come on here and be like, yo, it's awesome. Welcome to the PlayStation side of TSWS with a big ass smile on my face. It is what it is. It's a job, guys. It's not about being a sock puppet, Seawolf. It's about doing your fucking job. That's all it is. It's about doing your job. I don't understand how you guys cannot understand the cognitive dissonance that you are purporting or that you're proposing that I do in this fictitious future, right? Where I work for PlayStation. It's like, bro, you go and work at McDonald's. It doesn't matter how you woke up. It doesn't matter if your car's busted. It doesn't matter what's happening with McDonald's stock that day. It does not matter. You are working at the till, at McDonald's in Austin and a customer rocks up, my guy, giant smile, how can I help you, sir? Welcome to McDonald's. Here's your burger. Here's your fries. Same thing in every other job on the planet, bro, including working in the media department of a video game company. Don't lie to yourself, my guy. Don't lie to yourself that no, just because it's video games and you have a job in it, now your feelings can now be in it. No, my guy. The same way, if you work for a football company, you have to just do your motherfucking job. You work for the Clippers. You're doing media for the Clippers. The Clippers suck ass. They always suck ass. But when the cameras turn on, right, you have a paycheck. It's your job to spin it, Seawolf. And you will spin it, motherfuckers. That's your job. Even if you don't believe it. It's just your job. Just do your job. That's all it is. You're not being fake or disingenuous. You're just doing your job. You're just doing your job. Sapo says Jeff is a marketing arm for Sony. It does seem that way. If I'm being honest, it does seem that way. Sapo says, no, don't be like Paris. Every time Paris talks, I feel like I'm either about to have the talk with my dad or I did something wrong and I'm about to get grounded. Oh my goodness. The Ginner, welcome in. Welcome in. Have a seat. Smash the like button, the Ginner. The Premier League's almost back, brother. The Premier League, I can feel it. I can feel it. Man United is about to beat Arsenal on Sunday. And if we don't, hopefully it's going to motivate the board to just buy Baliba for 100 and whatever million. Just get it done. Just get it done. The Ginner says, I hope your tea's tepid, your socks are wet, and your toast is soggy. What? We don't tolerate WWE game slander. Ginner, I'm screenshotting this shit. What? Oh my God. That is so, coming from a British person, that is so insulting. Like that is, you are legit mad. Tepid tea? Wow. All right. I got you. Forgot to mention all two in one chat. What? How come Forza Horizon 5 is the best-selling game on PS5 this year? Forza Horizon 5 is the best racing arcade game since, oh my God, in a long, like, I can't think of a racing arcade game that's better than Forza Horizon 5 on the PS5, like the PS5 generation. I can't think about that. I don't think there's one in the PS4 generation. I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything on the PS3 generation either. I think we'd have to go back all the way to Underground to get a better arcade racer than Forza Horizon 5. Now we're talking about like Need for Speed and stuff. Burnout Paradise, nah, man. Nah. Burnout Paradise has nothing on Forza Horizon 5. Nothing. And Burnout Paradise was awesome. But chill. The crew's good. But Burnout is like, Forza is like, it's not just a great game. It's one of the GOATs in its entire genre. So let's chill. Let's chill on that comparison. The Guinness says, as a Newcastle fan, I should have known the end to last season would lead to a disaster. Oh my God, bro. How many targets did Newcastle like try to get? And it was just like L after L after L. It was bad. Ginner. It was terrible, bro. It was so bad. It was embarrassing. Really, it was embarrassing. And this last one with Sesko was just, whew. Anyways, at least you guys have all the money in the world, right? Now you just have to convince people to take the money. That should be easy. Split second, no, exactly. is better. That's why it sells. Yeah. Facts, Seawolf. That's why it's selling on the PS5. Forza is the bad game where Lamborghini is all-terrain crawler. But Raichi, that's why I said arcade racer, brother. This is not a simulation. If you want a simulation, go and play Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport, not Horizon. Because Horizon will have a freaking Land Rover racing against a BMW, and they'll be comparable. It's like, all right, settle down. This is madness. This should not happen. Forza 5 is the greatest racing game in its genre of all time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the only argument I'm willing to listen to is if someone's talking about like Midnight Club, Underground or Underground 2 as like games that are better, arcade racers that are better than Horizon 5. Those are the only conversations I'm willing to entertain. Any other arcade racer, no, just no, bro. No. Ty, welcome in. Says, if it isn't the Schedule 1 block game looking lava, look, the double A shell. Ty, I'm so glad you're here, brother. I'm so glad you're here. You know why? Let me show you the headline for the article that we're looking at right now. Hold on. Ty, I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this headline and tell me where are these companies going to find the money to sell 15, 20 AAA games a year? Show me. Tell me where they're going to find the money. Because we did the math, right? It comes up, 325, it comes up, and this is me being generous. I only said 325 divided by 70. But these motherfuckers are talking about 80 and 90. Let's say 70. It comes up to about 4.6 games. And I said, you know what? Let's round it up. Let's be generous. Let's say it's 5 games. Ty, let's say it's 5 games. Where's the rest of the money? If the players in the biggest market, the highest spending market, on average, only buy 5 games, who's buying the rest of the AAA games? Ty, I'm even like knocking on my microphone. Ty, I need you to respond. Come on. I know you got it in you. You can do this. Jacob says, I want your opinion on this. I predict that if gaming dies, it likely then Xbox survives longer than PlayStation. If gaming dies, it's likely the next... Okay, do you mean to say if console gaming dies? Is that what you're saying, Jacob? Because if gaming dies, then they're both dead, right? Are you saying if console gaming dies? Okay, you said yes. Okay, if console gaming dies, it's likely the Xbox survives longer than PlayStation. Yes, that is likely. That is likely because PlayStation don't even have their own store independent of their consoles. They're way behind in terms of, let's say consoles disappear tomorrow. Who can keep their doors open in some way, shape, or form and still make money? PlayStation is in a very rough spot. So yes, I would agree with that specific angle that you're looking at, Jacob Novak. Ty, I'm waiting for you to respond. Ty. Don't think I forgot you. NFS 2015 has the best art style and graphics. I would disagree. Best racing game is Mario Kart. Sapo, listen. Sapo, you wrote LOL after that because you obviously you said this facetiously. But if we're talking about sales, Sapo, if we're talking about sales specifically, in terms of arcade racers, who has sold more copies than Mario Kart? If we're talking just sales, because this whole conversation started about about the fact that Forza is selling like crazy on PlayStation, right? If we're talking about just sales, Mario Kart's king. I completely disagree, right? I think Mario Kart is trash. It's terrible. It's never been great. I don't understand. I think people that love Mario Kart have some issue, they hit their head or something. But you know what? I can take my feelings and my emotions out of it. If we're talking just numbers, Mario Kart is the GOAT of arcade races, which is nuts to say. PlayStation gamers love Xbox racing games. No, Ron Slasher. PlayStation gamers love good games. That's all it is. Dirt 3 is amazing. It's all right. It's all right. Console and PC are converging. Pre-built PCs are the same as consoles. Yeah. Dreamcast guy believed the PS6 may be the last PlayStation. I think Dreamcast guy might be exaggerating. He might be exaggerating. Just a smidge. Okay, Ty responded. He did not run away, ladies and gentlemen. What did Ty say? The conversation isn't who's buying all these games. We all know that argument. The point was games prices can go up to facilitate the cost of games increasing, and you brokies can get it on sale. Ty, never change. Ty. Oh my God, that's fucked up. I think I broke a sweat from laughing. Oh my God, what the? That's vicious, Ty. Jeez, I thought we were friends. Now I'm a brokey. God, the statistic is saying that we're all brokies on average, but okay, I'm the brokey. All right, brother. Okay, since you move the goalpost there, fine. Since you move the goalpost there, it's fine. But then it goes back to the argument that we were having yesterday's show, which is these companies don't value sales after they go on sale. And you don't have to listen to me like reaching for it. That's why they keep bitching and complaining about the pricing day one, because they want people to pay day one. They don't take sales after day one, after discounts. They don't take that as a dub. It doesn't matter that much to them. Okay? And that's not me saying it. It's all the articles that we've seen and dissected from industry people that are involved in the industry complaining about not getting enough purchases or sales day one. GTA is the most sold race. The fuck out of here, Richie. Dustboard is a racing game. God damn it. Settle down, Ron Slasher. It won't. The next PlayStation after 6 will be a PC hybrid. Yo, I will believe that when I see it, Sapo. That would be crazy. The internet will go wild. And just recently they went up and then returned to 70. Why? Because no one was going to pay. No one was going to pay. People are still not going to pay for 70, dude. Are we forgetting Square Enix being one of the few honest companies that consistently comes out and says sales did not meet expectations? Everyone else, we find out the sales did not meet expectations at the next annual review or quarterly or whatever meeting that NIB will have the patience to do the public service of going through and reading and highlighting the parts that are important. What about the Shill's attack on the Brokies? Jedi Master Kai Adimundi. I think that was for you, brother. PlayStation following Xbox. Hashtag PlayStation following Xbox, says Big Mad Mo. All right, let's finish this article because I have videos to watch. I want to watch some videos. I want to react to some videos. Despite the smaller player share, North America and Europe together drove 46% of total spend, about $85.8 billion of the $189 billion market. North American players were most likely to spend on exclusive content, 34%, character customization, 29%, and content packs or in-game currencies, 27%. The data also highlighted the growing dominance of microtransactions in North America. They made up 49% of PC and 52% of console revenue. Well, what? Microtransactions? Fuck. Every time these things get updated, it breaks my heart just a little more. Microtransactions made up 49% of PC and 52% of console revenue, with shooters as the top earning genre. Mobile gaming generated nearly all its revenue from in-game spending. Analysts say the key for Western markets now isn't more players, it's higher player value. With payer growth slowing, right? So there's less people that are getting into the hobby. We're now reaching a soft cap of players. With players and payers. With payers growth slowing, studios may focus on bundling deals, offering alternative payment methods, and giving players clearer value propositions. If this trend holds, the average North American gamer's yearly spend could keep climbing even as the total number of players stays steady. They need to start giving us, not us as Americans, but gamers. They need to start giving us more value. Essentially, that's what the end of that paragraph was. They need to start giving us more value to justify us spending more money. And as we explored yesterday and have explored countless times on TSWS Gaming, if there's one thing, especially the AAA, is not interested in, is giving us more value. That's not the deal. That's not their motivation. So yeah, there's some numbers for y'all. If you hate it, tough. If you like it, then go ahead and run with it. Run with it and enjoy. It's time for us to watch a review of Madden 26. I'm curious to watch this thing. Like, the reason why I saved this video and put it to the side, I haven't watched it. The reason I put it to the side is because I've heard so much from Ham about how bad Madden is or has gotten since like back in the day. And I want to just explore and listen to someone that is clearly addicted to the franchise, which is Soft Drink TV. He's done a lot of videos on Madden. So let's just enjoy this deep dive. Let's enjoy it. Ty says, more value. You mean bigger open worlds? LOL. Y'all hear this guy. The AAA doesn't give value. Here. Have you tried more? Okay. Listen. Let's start at the very bottom, Ty. Can we stop getting broken, unfinished games? Can we do that? Like, let's not talk about bugs. Let's not talk about like unoptimized frame rates. Let's not talk about chopping up in-game content for DLC. Let's not talk about any of that. Can we get games that are just done when they launch, and you don't have a whole bunch of patches that need to come up every week after I've already shelled out the $70? Can we start there in terms of value? Can we do the bare motherfucking minimum? In fact, can we do below the bare minimum? Because that's way below the bare minimum. But can we do that? No, we can't. They can't. But we still have to pay full price. All right. Let's get to Madden 26. Let's watch this. Sound.
If you've enjoyed Madden games since Madden 19, you'll probably enjoy this game. If you've hated Madden games since Madden 19, you probably will not enjoy this game.
So I'm probably not going to enjoy it. Okay, roger that.
There are some new additions that I genuinely like. The heavy snow weather option, which we'll get into more, is
That looks nice. The heavy snow looks nice. Let's be real. Let's be real.
visually impressive and something new.
Yes.
Juke moves are more effective and look nice, and player speed has been drastically improved from Madden 25, resulting in gameplay that feels more fluid and fun with the ball in your hands. For the first time since the extra point in Madden 10 and 11, EA has added a weekly recap show. There are finally different broadcast packages for Thursday, Sunday.
See, a weekly recap show is nice. I don't know, the way he's speaking right now, I'm kind of down for Madden. This doesn't sound like okay. Let's get back to the video. I'm sure he's going to get to the bad stuff.
And Monday night matchups, and the soundtrack actually has good variety. A lot of features we've been asking EA to add over the years are now present. But how well are they executed? EA markets these additions very well. I would say marketing is what EA does best.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, this game is essentially the same game we've all been playing for years with some subtle tweaks. None of these additions are huge or make the game feel significantly fresh. It's still incredibly buggy, as you can see here.
Oof. That looks terrible. That looks bad. Hold on. Let me move my screen. Oh my god. Let me move myself so you guys can see. So you guys can see exactly what is on the screen right now. It's not great. It's rough. Hold on. Bam. Actually, let me put myself over there. All right, there you go. So you see, that's what it looks like. Not great. For anyone that's just listening to the pod, just look at the screen right now. Look at it. Look at this. This is bad. All right. So there's still bugs in it.
Where a user starts one game, hits halftime, and somehow enters the second half of an entirely different matchup.
What? Suddenly, this is now Washington versus Green Bay. Oh my god. So before, it was Zaramay Falls Genies, right? Halftime. And then the second half, it's Washington versus Green Bay. Yo! Ouch. Okay.
Only scratches the surface of the game's lack of polish, which we'll get into. Gameplay is still driven by animations playing out rather than by an underlying true physics model, which is a design choice that leads to less user control compared to the PS2 Maddens in the old 2K football.
Alright, now you're just being pedantic. I don't really care about the specifics he's getting into, but okay, sure, bud.
Football games. But it does at least offer more animation variety and more accurate foot planting. We'll discuss the pros and cons of this design choice in more depth, but this has been the case with every single Madden since the jump to the 360 era with Madden 06.
Sapo says, but you know what? If you want football, where are you going to go? Bingo. Exactly. Or like some would say, exactamundo. That's the problem. EA can now be complacent because who's their competition? No one. But unless I'm wrong, right? Unless I'm wrong, I think they lose their rights to Madden exclusivity soon. Let me check. EA rights to Madden exclusivity ends when? Yeah. EA exclusive rights to develop Madden NFL simulation games are set to expire at the end of the 2026 NFL season. Ladies and gentlemen, next year is their last year. According to ESPN, The current agreement, which was extended in 2020, runs through the 2025 season with an option to extend to 2026. There is speculation about whether the NFL will open the license to other developers after this period, with ongoing discussions between EA and the NFL. Yeah, there you go. There you go. This could get very bad for EA very quickly. Oh, come on, Rachie. I'm not even going to read that. You can't be saying slanderous things about Football Manager that way. No, I'm not going to read that. No.
And it's a major reason why the game feels so repetitive year after year. Madden NFL 26 is a game that checks off boxes,
Yes.
but without much thought. Minor tweaks make this a better game than last year, and I could see an argument that this might be the best Madden of the 2020s.
Okay.
But I personally haven't enjoyed a single Madden title from the 2020s, so what is that really worth?
It's not worth.
Do baby steps justify a $70 price tag, or $100 if you want to?
Again, we're going back to the pricing, guys. We're going right back to pricing. You cannot get away from it. It's not a free game. They keep wanting you to pay full price, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to increase this little level of detail or graphics on the game, and that's worth 70." But no, it's not. It really isn't.
Early access? Does it seem like Madden is finally getting on track towards being special again?
I say all of this, but we all know this game's going to sell like hotcakes as soon as it's available. Let's just be honest.
Or is this yet another year of the same old song and dance? Let's dive in.
Let's do it. Starting the game. Here we
When
go.
you first open the game, you get a sobering reminder that sports gaming has changed drastically over the years. Before you can access the main menu and hop into a game, you are forced to go through the usual options for your favorite team and difficulty, which is fine, but then you get an Ultimate Team ad. After closing the ad,
Oh my god. Ultimate Team, bro. Like, whoever created Ultimate Team, I get it, man. The purpose of companies is to make money, but whoever created Ultimate Team is like a big villain in the history of video games. At least for consumers, at least. For corporations, they're a hero. But whoever created Ultimate Team, just fuck you, man. Really, really, fuck you. Sapo says, not really. You think anyone else could just make a football game? Yes, Sapo. Yes. Yes, I want the NFL to open it up to anyone that just wants to come, pay a flat price of, I don't know, 100 million, and you can make your NFL game. I want them to open it up. Oh, give 2K a shot. Give weird-ass developers in Korea, in Japan, in China, give them a shot. I want to see what they're going to do with it. No, dude, I'd rather 10 iterations of NFL games came out every year. 10 weird-ass interpretations of what NFL is. I'd rather that happened than we keep getting the same slop again and again and again. Give it to everyone else. It's fine. I need to be able to smell the sweat from the players to be $70. There you go, Reggie. I think if you grab the PlayStation controller and sniff it, maybe they can make it work. Look, what will happen when Social Security wouldn't be enough to buy games when we're old? They will lose their player base. It's over, dude. Like we are the last bastion. We are the dying generation. The kids just want to play free to play, bro. That's all they want. Ty says this little guy is strawman himself. They don't all want you to spend 70. They want some people to spend 70 and the rest can get it cheaper as per usual. Again, they are correcting the prices. Oh my god. Loke is right. Good to have options. Oh, okay. 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 To your previous point, Ty, about the pricing. It's not me that's saying this. It's them. They're the ones who keep complaining that we ain't buying enough $70 games. We ain't buying enough day one games. They're the ones saying it. And also, this is the generation of we hate games. Many games that are hated are continuing to be hated. EA wants to try something new, people complain. EA delivers the same thing, people complain. It's a lose-lose scenario. Man, I hope no one gets offended by this. I feel like EA, the devs handling Madden and FIFA, I feel like either they don't have what it takes or their leadership doesn't ask it of them. The same way the guys that make Pokemon, clearly you can tell they have talent. There's this new game that they're making. I'm forgetting the developer, and I'm also forgetting the game that that launched the trailer from the developers of Pokemon. But the game is clean. It's awesome. It looks nice. It looks like a proper video game from 2025, right? But you look at every single Pokemon game, those same developers make every single time, the games are bad, right? The games suck. But they sell tons and tons of copies. So my takeaway from that situation with Pokemon is they have talented developers, but the people at the top are like, yo, hey, focus. Do not be making this awesome. Do not make this awesome. Make it the slop we've been making for years. It'll be fine. And then developers are like, yo, I'm just here to do my job. So they do their fucking job and they make slop. I feel like that's the situation at EA. Either the developers actually suck, or the guys at the top are giving them the same instructions that the people at Nintendo or the people at Pokemon are giving the developers that make Pokemon. Which is, dude, make it mid. People will buy the crap out of it anyway. Whatever. There's no need to go all out and make crazy immersive changes and improvements. Just make the same slop, but make sure Ultimate Team is fucking on point. Whatever we fucked up on Ultimate Team last year, we're fixing all of that. No one's going home on the weekend until we sort out Ultimate Team for the next NFL. I'm sure that's happening. But as far as everything else is concerned, the career, etc., I don't think they give a fuck. That's just me. Rachie says, your gender, race, swap a character, you're woke. You create a great OG black character, you're woke. The female doesn't have enough jiggle physics, you're woke. No, Rachie. I would say you make a mid product and people will find a way to crap on it. What was it? Kingdom Come Deliverance. There was a bunch of these grifters that tried to call it woke and all this other rubbish. Guess what happened? People didn't give a crap. They went out and bought it. But if you make a bad product and the grifters can actually clip your product and people look at it and they're like, yeah, man, that looks bad, then it is what it is. If you make a good product, because people will shit on you regardless. They will shit on your product regardless. But if you make an actually bad product, they're just going to dunk on you like Shaquille O'Neal, like it's 2000, like it's 2001. But if you make an awesome product, even if the grifters come for you, nothing is going to happen because people are still going to buy the shit out of it. Great Game Freak has an Xbox game coming, by the way, and I can't wait for it. I think that's the one I'm talking about, Sapo. I'm like freezing, right? Like I don't know what game it is, but I remember seeing the trailer and I remember someone saying these are the developers that make Pokemon. I was like, what? So that's the situation at EA, I guess.
You still aren't at the main menu. Now you get a screen talking about an NFL Team Pass. The Battle Pass system has infiltrated every single video game at this point, even fully priced ones like Madden.
Yes.
Next, the game makes you choose your team for your pass, and then it has the Premium Pass, which you have to pay money for, auto-selected. You have to manually select Free Pass. A prompt asks if you're sure.
Jesus. Like, are you sure you want to be a brokey? Oh my god, bro.
And then you see your team pass progress. And then some premium rewards are showed to you to pressure you into getting that premium pass.
Wow.
And only after all that can you see the main menu and start
Wow.
playing.
See how many guardrails they're like. This you paid for the game. You paid for the $70 game. Before you can get to the main menu, they're already saying, "Pay more, money, please." Before you have kicked a single ball, before you have made a single down, they're already saying, "Money, please."
Defaults to Ultimate Team, of course, a game mode where you spend real money on player packs.
This is madness. The first When you start the main menu, the first option is Ultimate Team. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Come on.
As the pre-selected game mode here. This is really strange to me. Why force the player to have to carefully navigate all of these options that most casual players won't touch or care about?
Yep.
I miss when Madden asked for your favorite team and jumped right into the main menu.
That was it.
This feels not only tedious, but predatory, as it's clearly trying to get the player to drop more money on the game by auto
It's shepherding. They're shepherding you to spend more money. That's all it is.
selecting the premium pass. This isn't by any means the biggest issue with the game, but it is a significant issue regardless, and it's evidence that EA is trying to condition younger players into thinking this sort of thing is normal.
And it also shows their priority. You haven't even started the video game, my guy. You haven't even started the video game. They're already saying, "Give us more money." Okay.
To me, this cheapens the game and makes me feel like I just spent $70 on a free mobile title.
Yeah.
I'd imagine most Madden players do not care about this team pass at all.
I don't think that's true. I do not think that this is the first time I'm now disagreeing with this guy. I don't think that's true. I think they're doing this because there's people that interact. There's people that be paying for this.
The main menu
Richie says, "I installed COD Mobile, just saw the principal menu and uninstalled it quickly. It wasn't a game, it's an ad store front." There you go. There you go. But Richie, you and I and Taye and Sapo, we're part of the old guard. We still remember when gas was $1. Like, we're the problem, bro. We are the problem. We are the customers that these companies absolutely hate and loathe and cannot wait for us to either quit gaming or kick the bucket. Because we can identify something as insane as what this YouTuber just demonstrated to us. We can identify that and be like, "Oh, this is some trash," and log the fuck out. But the kids can't do that because they don't remember the good times. They don't remember that this is crazy.
It was very similar to last year's. It's fine, I guess, but I do miss the vintage Madden menus. Those were cool.
Here we go. Gameplay.
Gameplay suffers from the same issue as always. It's too reliant on animations. Thanks to a recent interview I had with Ian Cummings here on this channel, who worked on Madden during the PS2 and PS3 era, I can more accurately
Okay.
describe what the problem is without making any assumptions.
What's the problem?
On the PS2 Maddens, as well as the 2K football games, and even titles like Sunday Rivals, or Backbreaker, or the 2012 NFL Blitz downloadable only reboot, when you move your left stick, you weren't actually controlling the player model. You were controlling the circle under the player.
Okay.
This circle was the underlying physics engine. It had rules it had to follow, and it was programmed to have realistic stamina and movement abilities. The player model was an illusion built on top, and animations don't carry the player down the field. They were instead running in place while the circle was what was actually moving.
Oh.
In modern Madden,
Did you guys get that? This is interesting. I had no idea that's what it was about. Okay.
NFL Blitz downloadable only reboot, When you move your left stick, you weren't actually controlling the player model. You were controlling the circle under the player. This circle was the underlying physics engine. It had rules it had to follow, and it was programmed to have realistic stamina and movement abilities. The player model was an illusion built on top, and animations don't carry the player down the field. They were instead running in place while the circle was what was actually moving.
Okay.
In modern Madden titles, and even other sports games like NBA 2K, there is no underlying physics model underneath the player model that a user can control.
The animation.
Instead, the actual player model itself is what you control. While this means you're literally in control of your player's feet, resulting in less sliding and more realistic looking animations compared to those older football games, without the underlying physics model built into the circle under the player, the player model doesn't have to follow the laws of physics. If an animation
There's no physics. That's why it's so unrealistic when the players move or get tackled. Okay. Because tackles come in different directions. Sorry, they come from different directions and angles, and some of it is just very odd. The way the bodies come together and the way they fall on the ground. It's so weird to look at.
animation pulls him one way, he's going that way, and the user has no control over this. This over-reliance on animations is what leads to the scripted, repetitive feeling that's been present in gameplay for so long. Defensive players get caught in a stumble animation from the slightest touch, which has to play out fully before they regain control and can pursue the ball carrier. When you run by a player, usually you get around them because they are stuck in an animation. This is also why you get sucked into animations when you feel like you should have been able to run by someone. This is also why drags, ins, and out routes are so effective year after year. Defensive backs simply can't follow a receiver on their break animation, as it accelerates.
I always use drags. Okay. Okay. All right.
The receiver at an unrealistic rate.
The problem
Being successful in Madden is less about throwing with anticipation and more about hitting receivers when defenders have a delayed reaction due to an animation playing out. If the
now that it's broken down how it works, it's a conclusion I came to without being able to verbalize it the way he just did. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Sapo says, wait until BF6 launches and they add the storefronts. Again, monetization is a reality of gaming in the current generation. That's fine. I just think there's a way to do it. That's what I'll say. Not everyone can be Elden Ring, sure. But I think there's a way to do it so you don't alienate the player base. BF6 will be Battlefront 2 2.0. Oh my god. We were so excited for Battlefront 2. So excited. And then it just... Blah. Anyways, it's called Physics. Is he wanting characters to stop on a dime? What is this reviewer asking for? At least Concord doesn't have storefronts. All right. Let's see what he's asking for, Sapo. Let's see what he's asking for.
Circle under the player had a physics model that was prioritized over the animations. This would not be an issue, as receivers wouldn't get a speed boost on a cut, and defenders wouldn't have to finish their change of direction animation before they could run with their man.
So that's what he wants, Sapo. I hope you got that. I hope you caught it.
With that being said, at least player speed is faster than last year, which helps create a better illusion of user control. The bounciness of Boom Tech is toned down.
Okay, so he's giving us some good stuff as well. It's not all terrible. It's not all horrible. There's some good stuff here.
And juke moves are more fun and effective than usual.
Yes.
The run game is more fun as you shoot out of a cannon on handoffs with top guys in a way that feels close to College Football 25. But the animation-heavy gameplay...
Just watching... Oh, okay. Have you run and suddenly stopped on a dime, changed, and ran in a different direction? Sapo, were you not listening when he was speaking? Do you want me to rewind the video, Sapo? It sounds like he was not listening. Would you like me to rewind the video? This is a 31-minute video.
before they could run with their man. Being successful in Madden
Now, pay attention, Sample. Pay attention.
is less about throwing with anticipation and more about hitting receivers when defenders have a delayed reaction due to an animation playing out. If the circle under the player had a physics model that was prioritized over the animations, this would not be an issue, as receivers wouldn't get a speed boost on a cut.
So, oh my God. No, because I don't care what he said. So the issue is that if you don't have a physics-based system, is that you get unrealistic stuff happening. Like people getting speed boosts on a cut, one of the examples he gave.
And defenders wouldn't have to finish their change of direction animation before they could run with their man.
Defenders wouldn't have to finish their animation on a change of direction. Because even in real life, that's what happens. When defenders get juked or whatever, they don't finish all the way that, oh my God, I got juked, so now I need to go all the way down. I got juked. No, in real life, when they get juked, they lose their footing for like half a second, then they immediately start pushing their body in the other direction. So that's what should happen, but does not happen with Madden. And then they have to do the complete animation all the way down. Mind's Eye needs a speed boost. Needs a
With that being
boost,
said,
not me.
at least player speed is faster than last year, which helps create a better illusion of user control.
Loke would rather play BattleBit instead of Battlefield 6 because the idea of paying, not playing, my God, paying $80 for a game that cost $500 million to develop is a turnoff. He'd rather play PlayStation 1 BattleBit. Listen, Ty, everyone's allowed to have fantasies, bro. I'm not here to stop you from having yours. All right, enjoy your fantasy.
The bounciness of Boom Tech is toned down, and juke moves are more fun and effective than usual. The run game is more fun as you shoot out of a cannon on handoffs with top guys in a way that feels close to College Football 25. But the animation-heavy gameplay results in a game that not only feels repetitive, but also out of your control overall. You can perform an effective double juke, and Saquon's backwards hurdle is an animation you can also trigger,
Ooh, nice.
although it was added in an update last year as well. Quarterbacks even have
That was nice.
you can also trigger, although it was added in an update last year as well.
That was nice.
Quarterbacks even have more authentic animations, which makes the game feel more authentic and realistic when throwing,
Okay.
although the same usual ball trajectory issues are present. You can't drop a pass in a bucket like you could in All Pro Football 2K8. Regardless,
Homeboy is very specific about his gripes with this game.
new animations help the game look more authentic, but the lack of an underlying physics model makes the game play the same as it always has at its core. So once the new factor of these animations wear off, the game gets stale.
Yes, it does.
Blocking AI still seems really bad, and you'll notice the same flaws as usual. I think it's a little better when running the football, but it's still not great. You might see some occasional smart block.
I hope you guys don't hate me for this. What's this? The game needs jiggle physics on those players' cheeks. The part of this game that I really care about, I'm skipping to superstar mode. I hope you guys are not upset. I'm skipping to superstar mode because that's what matters to me. All right? That's what I care about. We're doing superstar mode, then we're out. I'm sorry.
Superstar mode is actually better than usual for whatever that's worth.
Okay.
Still, you can only choose between the same 5 positions.
Quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback. I'm willing to bet 90% of gamers that play Madden pick quarterback or wide receiver. I don't see people picking the other positions. I'm just being honest. Madden is a Guna game now. Yeah.
There's no tight end, there's no safety, there's no defensive lineman, and worst of all, no punter. In older Maddens on the PS2 and PS3, you could be these positions. Maybe I want to be a specials team star like Matthew Slater.
Yeah.
That's never been possible.
Yeah.
The mode starts with the combine.
It's a fair complaint.
After you create your guy. You can import a player from college football, so the mode doesn't include college games or anything like that before the combine. Rich Eisen narrates cutscenes, which is a cool touch. I like Rich Eisen. This year, the mode feels more like 2K's My Career than ever. It's not as deep, but
Luke is only interested if the players are barefoot. Man, y'all always doing me dirty.
it's similar. It even has microtransactions. Combine drills are
It's so dumb. So dumb.
fun, although if you start a career as a quarterback, a lot of these drills are bugged and impossible to complete. Even though I had a rough showing, I was still a second round pick. I went to the Browns, and the draft cutscene is easy to accidentally skip, as it appears like a video and not the literal draft itself. And then you're in the big league. I like how you aren't forced to partake in a terrible story mode and it gets right to the point. It's basically Road to Glory in college football, but for the NFL, and minus things like balancing academics.
I don't know. I like the story. I like the story. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I like the story. It kind of sucks that they don't have the story. That's just me.
Managing wear and tear, practicing, and trying to complete quests and goals to build connections with your coaches and trainers is the name of the game. It's pretty bare bones, but again, it's better than usual. The next step would be to add every position and create more dynamic scenarios per position that play out many years in. It would be cool if you had something like the crib in old 2K games.
Yes. It's a small touch, guys. It's such a small touch. But come on. Give me an option to have my crib, to have my rides, and make it like a small closed off section like GTA or something where I can walk around my crib, I can check out my rides, and come on, dude. Customize your trophy case. Give me something, bro. Just so I can feel like progression in my career. Look, Ultimate Football Game, Jiggle Physics, MGS characters playing barefoot, and Kojima commenting the game. What if he's just trash at the game? Hey man, if he's trash at the game, that's a topic for another day. But that's why I'm saying the stuff he's complaining about in the superstar mode have nothing to do with whether he's good at the game or not. It's just a lack of the stuff that I find valuable.
Games where you could decorate your house as you earn a salary and view your trophies and awards on the shelf. Maybe collect some bobbleheads. Maybe put up a Chris Berman poster. That's not a thing in Madden. It was a thing in 04 though. You can now get benched for poor play.
Can you imagine features that were in 2004 are not available? People aren't even asking for them to put new features in. Just put the same features back in. The bare minimum these companies can't do. What's the point to be a football player if you feel broke? They need to give you the millionaire experience outside the game. Exactly.
Which makes it more involved than usual. It's still very rough around the edges and far from where it should be as a career mode in a sports game, considering Superstar Mode was first introduced in the 6th gen version of Madden 06, 20 years ago. But if you're okay with being one of only 5 positions, and you're really just looking for a great value offline version of My Career, you might enjoy killing time here.
That's all. That's all I need. I don't care about Ultimate Team. I don't care about other game modes. I don't care about presentation, overall polish, license. Oh, okay. Let's go to the license situation because I'm excited to maybe find out about them losing the rights to Madden. That sounds like a wet dream to me. Sounds like a good time. The stuff he's complaining about is also his opinion. It's his opinion that I agree with in the superstar mode specifically.
Point.
Project Gotham had the best garage system in car games.
I'm tired.
This is what, you see, this is what I don't understand. You have stuff from the 2000s that was used in other games that were less powerful, right? Is it really so hard to look at stuff that inspired people back in the day and just take that and plug it into a new release? Is it so hard? Maybe it's because I'm not a developer. I don't understand.
Of talking about it. Every year it's the same song and dance.
Here we go. Current EA and NFL license situation. It's the good stuff.
There is a rumor reported by a reliable source, Insider Gaming's Mike Straw, that claims EA approached the NFL asking to save money by giving up exclusive rights. The NFL said no. As much as we want to blame EA for signing this deal in the first place, killing off their competition in games like NFL 2K, FIFA, and Game Day, it was always the NFL's choice first.
Yeah. So there's a bit of law for you. Everyone always thought it was EA that was chasing the exclusivity. It was actually the NFL.
EA was always the highest bidder, too.
Yes, Raichi. Games now take longer to make, less optimized, and have less features.
Hearing that EA offered to go non-exclusive, but the NFL said no, is crazy to me. The NFL's main reason for going exclusive was to protect their brand image. Yet EA's terrible Maddens over the years are literally hurting their brand image.
Yep.
If it's just about money, I have an idea. The NFL should charge EA the same amount they would for an exclusive license, yet make it non-exclusive. EA has to agree regardless.
Yeah.
They won't say no and make an unlicensed EA Sports Pro Football game. That won't work like it works with FIFA.
No.
They won't quit making Madden either. The NFL has all the power here in negotiations.
And yet,
ask for the same amount as usual and make it non-exclusive.
More proof that the people running the industry are not geniuses. The people running the NBA, the NFL, etc., do not sit there and think that they're the boffins that were, the smartest people in the room. It's a lot of tools in the shed that aren't like very sharp, but they're leading these negotiations.
Exclusive. If EA acts like they won't sign, they're bluffing. They will. A non-exclusive license would create such positive PR for the NFL and take some pressure and heat off of EA.
Yep.
However, Mike Straw said a renewal of the exclusive license is all but final. But nothing is...
It's all but final. Oh, fuck. For many, control is more important than profits. Yeah. Okay. So it's all but final, according to the rumors.
Official yet. We're probably cooked, but I'll still hold out a little hope until it's no longer possible.
We're cooked, brother. It's done. It's over. Let's make peace with it and move on. There's nothing we can do. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh man, I had hope. I'm being honest. All right. What else is here in the bookmarks? Wage slaves. I will see if we get into that. We shall see. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Here we go. Here's one I wanted to look at very quickly. Is there an article connected to this though? Okay, so there's no article. So this is shaky. But Pirate Nation did not get community noted. So let's just go with it for now. Developers believe game exclusivity is no longer viable, survey shows. Over 90% of developers agree that full exclusivity will not be used in future titles. I don't know. It's one of those Captain Obvious posts and discussions, really. If any of you guys disagree in the chat, feel free to voice your opinion. We can chop it up about that. Otherwise, let me just check out some of these reactions. I don't think Nintendo agrees. Yeah, Rage Crusader. That's true. I don't think Nintendo agrees with that one. Primary reason the Epic Game Store failed. They taught a lot of developers and publishers a valuable lesson. Not Epic Games, though, who believe their strategy was perfect and it was the gamers TM that were wrong. For exclusivity, keep not buying private equity-owned AAA slop. Took you so long, idiot. It only took them like 20 years. Okay, sure enough. Championing exclusion is for losers. I wouldn't say it's for losers, but yeah. It's always been that way. If 90% were exclusive and only 10% were multi-platform, it would be weird. Yeah, it would be strange. This guy is bitching because of Death Stranding. I mean, trying to force people to buy a new pretend PC doesn't make people want to spend more money. Okay, that's funny. That's actually funny. It would be viable if they didn't charge $700 for hardware. Yeah, okay, maybe stop spending 300 million to make a game and expecting it to sell 20 million. Yes, this one's for Ty. I don't know if you're still here, Ty, but this comment here is for you. Finally, PCs are going to absorb consoles. Xbox is practically there. Sony will give in next, and Nintendo will be the last clinger. Clinger sounds nice. Been a long time coming. Consoles have been nothing more than lockdown PCs with branding on them for generations now. True, except for Nintendo. Yes, lack of exclusivity is why I ultimately decided not to buy an Xbox Series X, which is fair. Which is fair if that's important to you people and they don't have it. It's fair. We have no choice. We must do what the gamers want us to do from the start. I would die for Bloodborne on Xbox. Bloodborne is so overrated, man. I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Someone tell that to Nintendo. You're still here, still fighting over video games? The console wars are over. Go home. Go. Okay. Obviously, the Bloodborne remaster on all platforms confirmed. This game industry going for fuck. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. All right. That looks like it hurts. The only time it works is for Nintendo because they haven't put a single one of the exclusives on another platform other than a Nintendo console. People just expect to wait for the exclusive to come to their console rather than drop 400 quid to play it sooner. Yeah, I guess there's a point there. There's a point there. Look, what if the sword lady was barefoot? Would it still be overrated? The sword lady. Which sword lady? Are we talking about Bloodborne? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bloodborne's overrated, in my opinion. Exclusives will be a part of the gaming industry as long as it exists. Yeah, in some way or shape or form. You might be right. Nintendo, it would be cool to play Spider-Man on Super Mario on PC. Nintendo's like, no. Nah, man, Nintendo's not messing around with that rubbish. No, sir. They will still do timed exclusives the platform offers. Yeah. PC is thankfully so viable, minus the payment processor shit, that it doesn't really make sense to be exclusive anymore. Besides Nintendo publishing it. Yeah. Bloodborne needs a 60 FPS patch, says Vincent Vega. Thanks to jailbreaking, it's possible. Well, I haven't played it on PC, so I'll say Bloodborne is overrated on PlayStation. Bloodborne PC believer, don't give us hope. Okay, a lot of people just talking about Bloodborne here. Okay. Key phrase here being developers. What do publishers think? Look how well no exclusives has helped Xbox. That's a fair point. Developers can say all they want, but publishers make the final decision. Ponies are crying because the point of owning a PlayStation for console gaming has disappeared. At least Xbox has the last remaining exclusive. It's called Game Pass. Can Game Pass be used as an exclusive? No, it's not an exclusive because it's on PC. Game Pass is not an exclusive. Sorry, I can't give you that one. Exclusivity was good back then when we felt we really owned our games and that we only had to pay once. Yes, sir. Bro, this business about now you have to pay again and again and again. No, no. That's what took all the value away. You say that, but meanwhile at Nintendo, yeah, that is true. Nintendo does not mess around. Now all that's left is that you no longer have to pay to play online on consoles. Fudge. That's not going to happen anytime soon. No, no, no. I think the consoles are going to go down swinging on that one. Hopefully Nintendo wouldn't do it though. Not that I want to play Nintendo games or anything. If there are no exclusives, there's no reason to own consoles. That is false. If Nintendo wasn't Switch exclusive, next to no one would buy it. That's also false. People may hate it, but exclusives are what keep things alive and are the reason why I have PS5 and Xboxes to this point, even if they fallen far. Okay. There'll be no reason to buy consoles if that's the case. If everyone can experience everything despite platform, there's little incentive to buy the other platform. No, there is incentive. First off, right, there's the whole thing about the fact that a lot of people already have tons of games on their on their platform. So the people that have Xboxes have tons of games they've bought on Xbox. People that have PlayStations have tons of games they've bought on PlayStation. Nintendo, same thing, right? So that's the first one. Second, the boxes have features. The only one that's coming to mind right now is Xbox and Quick Resume, but I'm sure the PlayStation has other features that they can attract people to come and play on their box for. So no, I disagree. Who are the other 10%? PlayStation, Nintendo? No, no, just Nintendo, brother. Sorry, James William, it's just Nintendo. Raichi says I thought the reason to get a PlayStation was Magical Mushroom SSD, DualSense, and 8K gaming. Now it was all about paid exclusive. Yeah, the SSD thing has been proven by all these ports that it was bullshit. DualSense is a gimmick. It's a nice gimmick, but I'm not buying a console for DualSense. 8K gaming was also bullshit because it's like two games that play 8K. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. Ty says these people forget why consoles became a thing in the first place. It was because of access. Yes, the exclusives thing came after, but really, it was the convenience of having a box that you just press a button and you've got games in your living room. That's how it all started. Jacob Novak, welcome, says I'm back showered. People be like, why buy a console or a certain console them, but miss that our friends plays on the same console, friends list, etc. Yeah, there's lots of motivating factors to get different consoles. So it's a reach. Honestly, as much as I want everyone to have everything, it would render consoles useless. Okay, this is another dumb. Uh, Good point here by Too Nice says no link or nothing, because again, I led this whole discussion pointing out that there's no link to any article, any sourcing here. Reishi says consoles were necessary. Nobody understood PC gaming before. It was rocket science. Now you just need to listen to Linus Tech Tips. I can confirm and agree with that, Reichi. I'm old enough to remember when PC gaming was so complicated that we were all like, it's not worth it, bro. I'm sorry. I'll just get a PlayStation. I'm okay. I'm good. I just want to play the game. Just putting a PC together was hell back in the day. Now, I put one together for the first time live on stream, and I'd never done it before. It only took me like what? An hour and a half. Piece of cake. And I've never opened it. Since I closed this PC, I've never opened it. It works perfectly fine. Yeah. Whatever. So yeah, you're right, Richie. It's not rocket science anymore. And the barrier for access is way lower. Devante says PC loser babble. This is why people will leave PlayStation platforms eventually. I don't think people will leave PlayStation platforms. I think more new users will just adopt PC. Are already adopting PC. Someone said that their niece, AC Vic, said that his niece wants a PC. She doesn't want a console. She wants a PC. The new generation is the ones doing that. Rachie says, Chad, how long did the stream of Loke building a PC took? Stop it, Rachie. Stop it. There's no gotcha. There's no gotcha here. All right. Let's get back on topic. God damn it. Once Xbox is fully out of the hardware space, it's not rocket science. Nintendo obviously looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? This feels like a win for the consumer, but I feel like this is going to result in worse games. I disagree. Show us the dust in the case. No, I will not be doing that. I might take a picture. You're right. You know what? I think I'll take a picture just to show you the dust. But yeah, I'm not going to do it now, obviously. They say that until they need a 7 commas, full stops, apostrophes. Guys, come on. They say that until they need a 7-year dev cycle, then come begging for an exclusivity deal from Sony. Second-party deals have been a huge benefit for devs this generation, and that's not ending anytime soon. This, guys, I think we've found Tyre's alternate Twitter account. We found his alt. It's at Tard15. Yeah. Vince, god damn it. It took me 3 hours to build the PC. Wow, okay. 3 hours. All right. Loke build a PC in 2 hours, but Chuck Norris makes the PC auto build itself by just looking. Listen, I'm not as legendary as Chuck Norris, clearly, right? Clearly. I hope this trickles down to Nintendo. Probably not. Good exclusivity is a very anti-consumer practice. Nintendo disagrees. No, it disagrees. Rip consoles then. Who's going to prefer a PS6 if you just buy everything 80% off on Steam? We've already discussed this. It's fine. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All right, so nothing really of real substance is now being said. The consoles will die then, and some. All right, people just keep repeating the same thing. You keep repeating the same thing again and again and again and again. All right, so that's pretty much the bookmarks for today. Richie says Game Pass deal versus exclusivity deal. Game Pass deal is better. Game Pass deal is better, in my opinion. Anyways, that's the show, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and sharing this out, super chats, all that other good stuff, all the nice stuff. I really appreciate it. Please make sure, if you haven't rung the bell, please subscribe and ring the bell, because we're on doing podcasts from Wednesdays to Friday. Today, later on in a couple of hours, we're doing bullshitting with me and the rest of the crew. Make sure to come through and have a blast with us. It'll be fun. I promise. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I'll see you in a bit. Ciao.
They said we said